Wendy here, and today we are talking about slime. I love slime. I love slime.
You're not Wendy Valencia.
Yes, I am. Look, my shirt says Wendy Valencia.
You are a goofball. And we're not talking about slime. We're talking about my budget. Hi, I'm Wendy Valencia. My husband Mauricio and I have been on a very long debt-free journey to pay off just under $400,000 in debt. And no, that does not include a house. So today I am going to give you an update on our debt snowball and let you know where we are, where we've been, where we're going. And it's not going to be as depressing as this video over here. I've kind of come to terms with the fact that 2020 was not stellar in the debt payoff arena. But the good news is in December, we have made huge strides to get our butts back on track, and we're going to have a great 2021. I hope. So I know I have a lot of new people around, so let me give you a quick background. We were inspired back in 2016 to pay off all our debt by Dave Ramsey, but we aren't following his plan. We're much more like chillax about the debt payoff, and we're all about doing fun things and enjoying life while we're paying off debt. We also save and invest while we pay off debt. We don't use a traditional debt snowball, even though the video is titled Debt Snowball. Debt snowball is just kind of a concept for us. We actually started paying off our debt to free up the most cash quickly. And then now we've kind of moved more on to the higher cost debts. We are 1 full month ahead of our income, and we invest in retirement and savings out of the gate, out of our paychecks. So you actually don't see those coming into our monthly budgets like the one I just did on Monday. So we do have money going to savings and retirement, but we don't really talk about that. To date, we've paid off 5 debts, and all of our debts were large. We had a couple little smaller ones, but most of our debts have been large. The first 2 debts we paid off were very small, and we paid them off in 1 or 2 months, just a few $1,000s a piece. And then we had a credit card that had, I want to say, I don't even remember, less than $10,000 on it. And that was the card that Mauricio used to buy my beautiful wedding ring, because when we got married, we didn't have diamonds or anything like that. We didn't have real rings. We just used like place filler rings. So around my 5th anniversary, he decided to buy me this wedding ring, and I just love it. But unfortunately, my finger's a little fat for them right now. The debts we paid off to date, we did have a huge, ginormous loan that we took out. And that loan was, everything. We did a lot of stuff on that loan. We helped Mauricio's parents rebuild their house. We gave facial reconstructive surgery and like extreme dental stuff for his sister. And then I also had a surgery that was not covered by medical insurance. We thought it would be. It was a whole super long story, and I'm not going to get into it now. I did a whole video on that, and I'll link that at the end. But there were lawyers. It was a whole disaster it was bad. And then the most recent debt we paid off was our car, and we paid that off in January of 2020. Most of our debt has not been like us going out willy-nilly on a shopping spree. So what do we have left? The first loan we're tackling right now is the Navy Federal Credit Union, formerly known as USAA loan. And the balance on that as of this moment is $15,876.91. Then the next loan we're also tackling at the same time is the Navy Federal Credit Union loan, formerly known as Sallie Mae. And the balance on that loan is $47,085.72. And that loan is my sister-in-law and her husband's school loans, which we're paying off. And I know every time I bring it up, people kind of freak out and are like, why are you paying off someone else's school loans? Totally get it. But as I always say, we are not upset about it at all. things happen, life happens, and I'm going to do a whole video on it probably in January explaining what happened and why we're doing that. Then we have a personal loan for $19,625. And then we have Mauricio's school loan, which is in deferment right now, and that is $53,262. And the reason it's in deferment is because Mauricio is going to school to become an architect. And so as long as he's in school, they put it in deferment. And since they're old loans, they don't really accrue a ton of interest. So we're not stressing. We're focusing on getting the other stuff out of the way. And that will be the last loan we tackle probably when he graduates from architecture school, because while he's going to architecture school, we are going to go down to just my income. So it's going to be a bare bones, oh my goodness, kind of budget. To date, we have paid off a whopping $250,302.82, which puts us right around 65% of all of our debt payoff, because the total amount of debt that we have to pay off is $386,471. So what did we pay off in 2020? It was an underwhelming $31,551.89. Wah, wah. The highest debt payment we made this year was in January 2020 when we paid off our car. Obviously, was $6,998.66. And it's amazing that we can come up with that kind of money when we're going to pay off a vehicle, but we can't come up with that kind of money every month. But that was before the whole COVID thing. And, you know, we had SAC for Melina and all those other expenses we weren't planning on. And then we had 5 months making our self-imposed mandatory minimums, which is the amount of money that we have decided that we won't go below. And that was $1,047. And why I picked that number, I don't know. There was logic to it when I picked it, but I don't know what it is now. So upcoming in 2021, as y'all know, I already discussed our huge goal to pay off $60,000 worth of debt, which is going to be intense if 2021 is anything like 2020 with childcare, which I'm anticipating at least until summer it will be. But we do have 2 major milestones that will be occurring in 2021, and both of them will be hitting in August of 2021, right around the time everybody's on vacation. So in August of 2021, we will hit 75% paid off, which is amazing. And then we'll also hit under $100,000. That's assuming we keep on our plan to pay $5,000 every month. But you know, if we make more money than that, that might happen more quickly. Cross fingers. YouTube needs to pay a lot of money. Hook me up, watch my videos. So currently what we are doing is we're putting $3,000 every month to our loan formerly known as USAA, the Navy Federal. And then we're putting $2,000 a month to the loan that is formerly Sallie Mae. And the reason for that is, so our minimum payment on that Sallie Mae loan is right around, like right under $1,700, I think, right around there. So we're putting just a tiny bit extra to that Sallie Mae loan. And the reason we are doing that is not because it doesn't change, we ran the numbers, it doesn't change anything mathematically, but putting a dent in that loan before we tackle it really motivates us. We are slated to pay off the USAA loan in June of 2021. I'm gonna cry. I promise you I will cry when that is done and gone and out the door. And the Sallie Mae loan is scheduled to be paid off in February of 2022. And again, this all is dependent on us sticking to that $5,000 a month. If we go more, then it'll obviously happen faster. And honestly, I'm pretty impressed because that whole loan will be paid off in like 15 months. So $50,000 in 15 months. I can get on board with that. Now, there is one factor that could change everything, because at some point COVID will end, or we'll move back to life as it was, or everybody will be vaccinated and then we'll have herd immunity. Who knows what's going to happen? But when that does happen, it is likely that my parents are going to go ahead and make their plan to move to the retirement community as they were planning before COVID hit. And if that happens, then we'll be buying this house from them and everything will kind of shift because then we're going to have a lot more expenses. I'm almost done. Go.
I've been here for like 10 minutes going in the video making faces.
This is what happens when you have to film when your child is home for vacation. You get a child in the video all the time. So if you want to see that video where I talk about that horrible, awful medical insurance debauchery, it was awful. I will link that video right up over here, and I'll see you in the next one.